Before we begin, kindly subscribe to our channel to stay updated with our latest and most engaging content. You won't believe what my 7-year-old son did in court. What he pulled out of his pocket turned the entire custody case upside down. And no one saw it coming. I was standing there trying to keep it together. My ex-husband's attorney was slicing through my character like butter, parading my financial struggles in front of the judge like they were proof I wasn't fit to be a mom. "She's broke," she sneered. "Can't even feed her kids properly. Why should she get custody?" I said nothing. Not a word. I wouldn't give them the satisfaction of seeing me fall apart, even if my hands were trembling and my heart felt like it was being squeezed in a fist. The judge nodded slowly. Agreed with her. Maybe. That nod alone made the air feel thinner. All I could think was, what happens to Luca and Arya if I lose? What happens if they go home with a man who only sees parenting as a performance, something to win? Then, just when I was spiraling, Luca, my sweet, observant boy, stood up. "Mom," he said loud enough for everyone to hear, "can I show the judge the letter I found in Dad's safe?" The whole room froze. Every single head turned. Derek went rigid. His lawyer's smirk disappeared. And I had no idea what letter he was talking about. But I nodded. He walked up to the judge. Small hands, steady steps, and handed over a folded piece of paper. From that moment on, everything changed. But let me back up. There was a time when I wasn't afraid. When I had a job I liked, a circle of friends, plans that made me smile. Then I married Derek. Charming, generous Derek who said, "You don't need to work. Just take care of the kids. I'll handle the rest." He made it sound like a gift. Rest, support, safety. I didn't realize I was trading away my independence, my voice, my future. After Arya was born, the charm wore off. Derek turned critical, cold. Every grocery trip became an interrogation. If I dared to suggest part-time work, I'd get guilt-tripped or shut down. "What we need," he'd say, "is for you to be a real mom." Then he left. Just vanished into a new life. With a new woman, a shiny new lawyer, and a bank account I no longer had access to. Me. I was stuck. 2 kids, no savings, and no one in my corner. I worked 2 cleaning jobs off the books just to scrape by. We didn't have internet. I washed clothes in the bathtub. Some days, dinner was boxed mac and cheese and hope. But I kept going. For them. I didn't tell anyone how bad it got. Not even my mom. She had warned me about Derek. Told me he looked at people like they were assets. I hadn't listened. Love made me deaf. When court day came, I showed up in a borrowed outfit with a plastic folder full of school records and rent receipts. I had nothing fancy, just evidence of how hard I was trying. Luca held my hand walking up the courthouse steps. "Is it going to be okay?" he asked. I lied. "Yes, baby. It's going to be okay." Inside, Derek's lawyer laid out a portrait of failure, mine. No job. No stability. Second-hand shoes. A teacher's note about missed breakfasts. "This isn't abuse," she said. "But it's a risk." I wanted to scream. Where were you when I sold my ring to buy coats? When I skipped dinner so they could eat? But I stayed silent. Because in court, anger doesn't equal truth. It reads as crazy. Then came that sentence that nearly broke me. Why should she get the kids if she can't afford to care for them? I had nothing on paper. But I had everything that mattered. I was there. Every scraped knee, every nightmare, every bedtime story. I was there. Still, it wasn't enough. The judge was leaning toward Derek's pristine image. The fridge full of food, the shiny house, the private school brochures. All carefully crafted to make him look like Father of the Year. That's when Luca tugged my sleeve. "Mom," he whispered, "can I say something to the judge?" He pulled a folded letter from his pocket, his little hand trembling. "I found this in Dad's safe." The judge raised an eyebrow. "Bring it here." Luca walked across the courtroom like it was nothing, like he hadn't just dropped a bomb. When the judge opened it, his face changed. Frown. Then sharp focus. "To Derek Morrow from Elbecker CPA," he read. Subject: strategic financial shielding, divorce prep. The courtroom went silent. The letter detailed how Derek had moved money around. Offshore accounts, shell companies, all designed to hide income and appear squeaky clean in court. It even said, ensure she has little legal ground by appearing financially stable and morally sound. The judge looked straight at Derek. Would you like to explain this? Derek opened his mouth, but nothing came out. Then the judge turned to me. Did you know about this letter? I shook my head. No, Your Honor. This is the first I've seen of it. And your son found it? Yes, I said, my throat tight. He kept it, waiting for the right time. The judge looked at Luca. You did the right thing, young man. He paused the hearing. Ordered a full financial investigation. And just like that, custody stayed with me. Derek's visitation was suspended. It was like exhaling after years of holding my breath. Derek tried to downplay it. Tried to act like it didn't matter. But when the investigation rolled in, his whole world came crashing down. Shell accounts, hidden transfers, fake expenses, lies unraveling one by one. Meanwhile, I got a little stronger. I found a part-time office job with benefits. Bought myself a decent outfit for the next court date. Walked in with my head high and a legal advocate by my side. And when the judge finally spoke, the room was mine. Miss Morrow, you've demonstrated extraordinary commitment to your children under extreme hardship. Full custody is granted. Child support will be paid. Visitation monitored. I didn't cry. Not right away. I just held Luca's hand and felt the solid weight of truth finally settling in. That night we had pancakes for dinner. Arya danced in the kitchen. Luca drew a house with 3 stick figures and wrote, "Home is where Mom is." 6 months later we're still rebuilding. Still budgeting. Still making it work with what we've got. But we are safe. We are steady. We are growing. Sometimes Luca asks about the letter. Wonders if he did something wrong. I always tell him the same thing. No, baby. You were brave. You told the truth when it mattered most. He nods, 'cause he gets it now. That quiet kind of courage matters. Life isn't perfect, but it's real. I'm taking classes now, working toward a certification in bookkeeping. The kids are thriving. Arya has a best friend. Luca's art hangs in the school hallway. We're not just surviving anymore. We're living. You want to know how I stayed calm in court? I didn't. I was scared. But love kept me steady. My kids gave me strength. And in the end, the smallest voice in that room, the one no one expected, spoke the loudest truth. We didn't win because we were wealthy. We won because we were honest. And that letter, that folded piece of paper in a little boy's pocket, it wasn't just evidence. It was our way out. If this story touched something in you, if you've ever felt like the odds were stacked too high, like your love wasn't enough, know this, you're not alone. Drop a comment, share this video, or just give it a like. Let someone else out there know they're not the only one fighting quietly, bravely, for what matters most. We're building something here, a space where stories like this get told, where truth still has a voice. Thanks for being a part of it.